Okay, tonight I'm going to talk about school and how it is not for everyone. I am one of those people whose school just wasn't for them, you know what I mean? And school's not for everybody. I mean, it's like, but I truly believe learning is. Because it's like I've talked to a lot of people. I never really went to college. I went to college for about 1 year. But the truth is that college is not for everyone. And you may end up, you got to check the value of your degree before you go, because you might end up with a bunch of student debt and no job prospects. It's much more beneficial to, luckily I didn't get into student debt, but I've talked to a bunch of people. I only went for 1 year, but I had to stop. But I was going for history, and I discovered that, later on that there weren't a lot of jobs for people out there with history degrees. I could be a curator at a museum or a history teacher, but that's about it. And now I did not want to be a teacher of any sort. I do not want to get into that profession, so I pretty much have to be a curator at a museum, or I'd be shit out of luck. But luckily I did not get in any student debt. In any case, I was very lucky, thank God. But anyway, college, the university, I was going online, it went fairly smoothly. I had a few hiccups, but that was about it. And the fact of the matter is that, you can't, schools are run by standardized testing. That's what they go by, okay? And that sort of environment is not for everybody. Think about Too Fast, Too Furious. You've seen those movies, like where they're driving around and doing all these fancy stunts, or maybe a movie like The Town, where they're with all these fancy getaway drivers and crap like that. Just take any fancy driver, getaway driver, race car driver, whatever, stunt, whatever. Put them in a driver's ed test. Would they pass if they drove all awesome like that? Nope, they wouldn't. They would fail. And people would assume automatically, because they failed so many driver's ed tests, that they were bad drivers, when the reality is just the opposite. You see, some people just don't test well, and we need to understand that college is not for everybody, especially these days. It's not the pathway to success anymore. In fact, it can lead you down the road to disaster, even if you do graduate. And, I'm not going to say my year, maybe a lot of people regret going to college. I don't, even though I didn't end up with a degree or anything like that. But it taught me a few life lessons. And I probably don't regret it because I didn't get a degree. Well, end up in a bunch of debt. However, I was learning online, and there were a lot of people I talked to and communicated with, and damn, there were a lot of life experiences there. And, maybe if I had gotten a degree, maybe I could have gotten somewhere, but then again, there are people that have done poorly in public school and then thrived at a university. It happens. It happens a lot. And, but I've also gone to community colleges, and that did not work out very well at all. See, a community college, that is just nothing more than super high school. It is high school times 10 or maybe even 100. And, see, some people are just not cut out for college. They're very intelligent, but to me, I have learned a lot by doing research online and all that stuff, and reading. Everything you see, most of the stuff you see on my videos, I did not learn in school. I learned none of that in school. I studied and found the knowledge on my own time. In fact, I think that if I had not gone to public school, I think I'd be a lot smarter. I'd probably be a lot farther along than I am now. Because public school taught me nothing of value. It only made me bitter. It only made me hate. And sadly, that's the only thing a lot of people learn in public school in America, is how to hate. I have a very, very I became a very bitter person in high school. By the time I was in high school, well, actually, by the time I was 17, my rage was just off the charts. And sadly, a lot of people have had their lives destroyed by school, by public schooling. And that's just a sad reality. And anyway, I really, really think that, certain people just, public school really tries to suppress instincts that have been around for millions of years. It's like with dress codes, zero tolerance policies, and all that crap. You just feel repressed at school because you're forced to be there. I know girls in Afghanistan and Pakistan will risk their lives to go to school, and several children in Asian countries will risk their lives to go to school. That really goes to show how unfair life is, because kids that in this country that want nothing to do with school are dragged in kicking and screaming and dragged on into school by almost chains almost. And they don't want to be there. The school really doesn't want them there. People who want nothing, and girls in Afghanistan will walk over minefields and worry about Taliban coming in and shooting up the place just to get a day's education in and get a homework assignment done. And it just goes to show that life is not set up for our convenience. It isn't. I'm sorry. I wish it were set up for my convenience. I wish the world were an extension of my will, but it's not. And I've accepted that. I think we'd all like the world to be an extension of our will. But it's not. It simply is what it is. However, it's just, people who go to trade schools often end up much better off than people who went to universities. Not always, but a lot of the time. And anyway, you can make a lot of money, if not more, by going to a trade school. I suggest, if you're thinking about college, look at your major, but find a trade you like. Find a trade, go there first. And anyway, that will conclude my video. I think education is for everyone, but I don't think school is for everyone. I'm one of those people. Anyway, if you like my video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And have a nice day or night, depending on what time you're watching this. Till next time, peace out.